Okay, I'm starting on this guard now and get this gap good. This panel here is quite good. That's nice. I'm just going to prime that, that's all it needs. I think this part over here looks reasonably good too, up through here. We'll double check everything, but it looks like this needs priming. Guard needs work, needs a bottom, this guard. So, but I've got the car jacked up off the ground. Probably doesn't look it, but once I do this guard here, I'll move it over to this side and I can get to it. But the thing is, at the moment, where the wheel's gone back in, it's collapsed this. It's not just a matter of getting that lip back out, but it's actually collapsed in, so I've got to figure out what I want to do there. And also, there was a bolt missing here. I've taken the rubber out, but there's supposed to be a bolt there that holds the body to the chassis. So I'll have to check all them. We may be taking it off, I'm not sure. Either way, it's got to be gone right over and detailed, so we'll see what happens. Anyway, I've just got to figure out how I'm going to fix this for starters. Righto, there's that bit done now. It doesn't look like it's been smashed back. Plus, there's a bolt in here now, in there. There was no bolt. The captive nut was damaged, so I just re-tapped it. Now that's that little bit done. That's, yeah, another step forward. That damage there, I suspect, has been left over from when the front was badly damaged. It pushed all the wheel back. So it's pushed the wheel back into there and smashed that. And they weren't able to get the bolt back in. That's why they left it out and just left it like that. Anyway, that's done. It just needs to be all done in rock coat, body shorts. The whole lot of it's got to be all detailed, re-body shorts, the whole everywhere. Thinking of pulling all this suspension apart and powder coating it all. But that's later, a lot later. This car has had a guard put on it, right? But when they put it on, they've just put the outer skin on, or I don't know how the guard comes. This piece here wasn't changed, so that was never welded. Our stupid torch is going flat. And that bit there was never welded. So it causes the guard to move in and out. It gives you a terrible gap. Like I just put the door on, this is all out. So if I weld that back in there, it should look, it's going to look like it's supposed to. Pretty shoddy work whoever fixed this car, but it was years ago. Who knows who fixed it. Alright, welded in here as it should have been done when the guard was put on. That terrible gap. Now we've got a pretty good gap. Pretty good gap all the way around. Just needs a bit of final dressing. I'll pull this door off. Get into this top bit now. Now this guard gap's set. I'll do the top, and then this will get dressed back up better down there. It needs a bit of work, but it's pretty good. Notice that this top of this guard is bowed more than the other side. Here at, say, we're about widest around, say, 23 inches there. I'll just put this here. It's about 9 mil. On the other side, it's only about 4. When you think about it, this is over this way, and this gap's too wide, so I've got to try and flog this gap across. And hopefully that'll straighten this a bit, but probably not. I'm not 100% sure if I can get that out without major surgery. This, you know, it's only a few mil, but 4 or 5 mil, but it's pretty wonky there, right here where it's been joined. It's just too much gap. It doesn't really pick it up on the camera, but it's fairly wide. Anyway, you've got to have a bit of a moan about it, otherwise you never get anything done. Give it some thought. The good gap starts about here, and it still needs to come this way, a bit here, that way, but the rest of it's got to go that way. When you look at that, this is leaning back, and that makes this gap here bigger. That's why it's bowed here. So what I've decided, I'm going to cut along this edge here, right? And I can fold that bit over, and then I'm going to cut through here, right through there, and then I'm going to cut in there, down into that corner bit, and up through there, around. And I'm going to try and pick these welds off, and then pull that piece off. That's the plan. If not, I'll also cut it through here, which I don't really want to do, but we'll see. Right, got that section off, managed to save that lip. Once you get it cut through these edges here and just nick a bit off the top, then you can just wiggle it backwards and forwards and it snaps it. And that leaves most of that metal there, which is that's what I want. So that I can push that in now. So that I'll get that where I want it. And I'll bend these over where I want it. And I'll repair that and put it back on. I might even see if I can find all my lead wiping crap and lead wipe some of this. Anyway, I've got to clean all this stuff off here now. And keep moving forward with it. Nice gap through here now. It goes all the way up. And I've cut the bottom off that. And that's going to get pushed in there like that and tacked. And that'll be the gap. That'll be the gap done. And I'm going to repair that. I'm pretty sure I'm going to repair that bit on the floor. Unless I'm making it another bit, we'll see. So that gap's done. All the way along. Nice gap now. I've painted all this under here with rust stuff. I've flogged that over with the bolster. So that's closed this bow, which is, I'm very happy with that. And I've painted under there. I still haven't decided if I'm going to make a new panel or what. I probably will, but I may use that. We'll see what happens. That's the underside of it. Anyway, started making this patch. I went into town and got my mate's folders, and then I've bent that back once it's sitting in the folder. So I've sort of created the first bit of it. Now I've got to put this return sweep into it. So it comes down like that, and it just goes up to really nothing at the back. So it's getting there sort of thing, but yeah, now I've got to do this. There's my new patch. Ready to go in. It's all spent a lot of time getting that right. It's all filed. Fits in perfectly. Area's all prepped. I've put two different types of rust converter there, cleaned it all. Plus once this car's finished, all these nooks and crannies get flooded with fish oil up everywhere. So that'll be fine. Yeah, it's ready to weld in. I'll prep this up to get ready to weld it. So I'm just going to clean these edges here with this little thing here. I don't want to use a grinder. It just will take too much metal off there I don't have. Like this very thin metal. I've got my patch clamped in place. Fits quite nice. Just going to tack that there, then just bend that last piece down. There it is, tacked into position. You just got to go around and weld all around. I've just got to finish spotting it along this edge, which is handy. So you see, that's the first thing you see when you drive the car, is that along there. That's why I wanted this to be nice and good. You know, you just got to weld all there, along there, here. That's done. Now to sand the guard up, completely sand it up. The rest of it's good. I've gone over it. It doesn't need anything down here. It's a new guard. It's been changed. So they'll be just all sanded. And that's it. There it is, all welded. But no distortion. Actually turned out pretty good. Not too bad at all. Anyway, just got to grind it all down now, then sand the whole thing down thoroughly so there's no rust. And you've got to put a bit of bog in a few spots. What I've got to do is fix this. It's all bent. That's the stay that holds the bonnet up. So it's been fixed before, so I've cut off the welds that they've put there. Now it's loose, so I can straighten that off properly and weld it back on properly. What I did is cut that off. It was all stretched, and it's just 1 mil. I've replaced that with 3 mil. This top section there, that'll help hold it way better than this flimsy rubbish. So now that's a lot stronger, way neater. Just put a little bit of bog in, just in the end there, a little bit there, and it's done. Now it's got a nice straight edge through there. Anyway, in the morning I'll finish grinding this off. I've ground that down a little bit around the edges, but I'll just grind these down and just wipe a bit of bog over it. Really hardly needs any. It's turned out very good. Obviously I changed my mind. I was thinking of fixing that panel there, but nah, it's not worth it. It's just junk. That's going to be garbage. And so's that. Anyway, there's that done. I'm just going to give it a bit of a skim. I'll probably give it a light skim over here anyway. It doesn't really feel like it needs it, but anyway, light skim, and I've found there's a couple of holes down here I'm going to have to fix. The rest of the guards are alright. So I'm just going to brace them up, and I'll probably just give the whole guard a skim. Giving the whole thing a skim of bog. Just so I get it straight, dead straight. Anyway, that's it. It's got to be sanded down. Probably have to put a little bit more in a few spots, but I've had the door on to make sure my gap's all good. This is good. That lifts where I want it. And I've just got to finish sanding this bit of crap here. That edge over there, I'm pretty sure it just needs to be sanded. So I'm going to putty that area in this guard today. I only got that done. It's hard to see when it's in putty, but all that top's done, front's done, guard's done, bonnet's mainly done. Pretty happy with it. More than happy with it actually. That'll rub down quite good. That's it. Just fish oiled up in all around. It's just going to keep dripping out for ages, that. Anyway, it's deodorised fish oil. I've always used that. I'll be putting more, a lot more. Right, anyway, that's it. The front's done, the side's done. The bonnet's pretty much done. But I've just got to do, what's next is work on this guard. It needs a bottom section. So tomorrow I'll pull it over, jack it up, cut that off, and get working on this. I've only got 2 more days. Today's Friday. I can only work on this for 2 more days. Because I need a few days next week to sort some things out before I go away. I'm going away for 3 weeks. So, and I want to try and get back here before the 5th. I'm not sure if I can pull that off, but I want to get up to see if I can see Chad and that up there at Moolumbar. But I've got to cut my holiday short to do that, so see if I can pull that off. Anyway, thanks for watching.